Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family and Harry and Meghan, but today I'll be talking about Prince William. On July the 8th, 2025, Windsor Castle hosted a state banquet for French President Emmanuel Macron, a night meant to celebrate UK-France ties, but Prince William's actions stole the show. His choice to wear a white tie instead of the traditional Windsor uniform, and his decision to stay seated during a standing ovation for King Charles's speech. These moments have sparked heated debate online. Were they protocol slip-ups, or something more deliberate? Let's dig into what happened, and what it might mean, especially for those who see hidden messages in royal moves. First, the white tie. King Charles, Prince Edward and Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence all wore the Windsor uniform, a navy tailcoat with red facings, knee breeches and buckled shoes. It's a symbol of royal history, tied to centuries of tradition. Prince William, though, went for a sleek white tie ensemble with modern trousers and shoes. According to Tyler, a royal courtier, he said, "This Royal Highness dressed appropriately, but does not need to match his father on all occasions." It's no secret that Prince William does not feel bound by tradition. He respects tradition, but does not believe that we always have to follow it. GB News confirmed that this was deliberate, with sources saying that William wanted to assert his independence. Why does this matter? The Windsor uniform isn't just an outfit, it's a link to the monarchy's role in a larger system, one that some tie to global elites. By choosing white tie, William might be signalling that he's breaking away from that. On X, one user posted, "William in white tie instead of the Windsor uniform. That's a bold move. Is he trying to say he's not part of the old guard?" Another wrote, "The white tie screams modern, clean, separate from the stuffy elite. I see you, William." For those who question power structures, this could be William saying he's not tied to the historical networks the monarchy's been part of. A clean modern look, maybe a nod to being a good guy, someone outside the shadowy elite. William's been open about wanting a leaner, more relatable monarchy. He's pushed for fewer royals, less formality, and causes like mental health and the environment. A source told GB News, William's vision is for a leaner, more relatable monarchy. The white tie fits that. A visual break from the past, maybe a message to those who see the monarchy as too close to global power. One ex-user said, "White tie over Windsor uniform. William's making a statement. He's not playing their game. #Royal Watch. It's like he's saying, I'm not bound by the old rules, the old networks." Now let's talk about the standing ovation. After King Charles's speech, which celebrated UK-France ties and introduced a new entente amicale, the room stood in applause. Everyone except William. He stayed seated, hands still, no clapping. Tyler reported, royal fans were quick to notice Prince William's unusual behaviour, with one Reddit user writing, "Why is he seated when everyone else is standing?" Another said, "Wow, so everyone else is giving a standing ovation and he stayed seated without clapping." On X, someone posted, "William not standing for Charles's speech. That's not an accident. He's sending a signal. Something's off. #royal drama. I've been telling you all this for years. There's been a lot that is off, and William has been having to bide his time. Standing ovations are expected at these events. They show unity, respect, agreement. By staying seated, William stood out. Was it a mistake? A former royal butler suggested he misjudged the moment. But William is no rookie. This feels intentional. King Charles's speech was about UK-France cooperation, touching on migration deals and post-Brexit ties. Macron, a key EU figure, is seen by some as a symbol of centralised power, of global agendas over national interests. I believe that this is all being played out, and that was no accident. It was all planned. It's part of the performance. Just wait and see. I can't say any more. If you know, you know. Those of you that really know what's going on, I don't need to say a word. So, William staying seated is huge. So could William's refusal to stand be a quiet protest? One ex-user wrote, William staying seated is huge. He's not just denying protocol, he's defying the whole setup. He's not one of them. #FutureKing. Yes, I agree with that. He is making a very big statement that he's not one of them. And short of wearing a white hat, he wears a white tie. I think it's basically saying the same thing, don't you? And there's another layer, William's relationship with his father. Reports of tension between Charles and William are no secret. Charles upholds tradition, William wants change. Staying seated could be William asserting his independence, showing he's not fully on board with Charles's vision or the diplomatic pageantry. As I said before, these things are playing out. Just bear with it all. It's not as it seems. However, I do like to give you all aspects of things and let you make your own mind up. So, a Reddit user said, what a bizarre picture. Literally everyone at the table is giving the king a standing ovation, yet his own heir can't be bothered to stand. Is this William drawing a line between himself and his father, or between himself and the system the monarchy represents? I have my own thoughts on that, and I think a lot of you know. Macron's behaviour didn't help. His wink at Princess Catherine, an overly tactile approach, handshakes, air kisses, broke royal protocol and went viral. One ex-user posted, Macron winking at Catherine while William stays seated. There's tension there. William's not playing along. Another said, William sees through Macron's act. He's not clapping for globalist agendas. For those who question power, Macron represents a system of control, EU policies, migration deals, centralised authority. Prince William's seated posture could be a way of saying, I'm not endorsing this. And as I said, it's all being acted out. It is just for our benefit at the moment and for people to basically wake up and realise what's really going on here. So this was also Catherine's first state banquet in nearly 2 years after her cancer treatment. Prince William might have been focused on her, but not the ovation. But with his protocol experience, a misstep does seem unlikely. This feels like a choice, a moment meant to be noticed. On X, someone wrote, Prince William's playing a different game. He's not just a prince, he's signalling something bigger. #white hats. That's it, exactly. He's saying he's part of the good guys. And many of you know what the good guys are actually doing at the moment. They're basically cleaning up everything. And some of it is real and some of it isn't. Some of it is just playing out so that people can deal with the shocks that will come. Some see William as aligning with these people, using his platform to send subtle messages. The white tie, clean, modern, untainted, the seated moment, a refusal to bow to the expected narrative. A Reddit user wrote, William's not just modernising the monarchy, he's showing he's not part of the machine. The white tie and that seated moment, he's telling us something. And I absolutely, totally, 100% agree with that. It was done totally intentionally. No official statement explains these actions. Some are saying it was personal, supporting Catherine, navigating tension with King Charles. Some are even saying it was a protocol error. But no, I don't believe that. The patterns, William's push for change, his rejection of tradition, his quiet defiance suggest something deeper. Both moves were visible, amplified by social media. The white tie was a visual break. Staying seated was a public snub. Together, they paint a picture of a prince who might be distancing himself from a system some see as too powerful, too connected, though I would say that that system does not exist anymore, and this is playing out. One ex-user summed it up: Prince William's white tie and staying seated, he's signalling he's not part of the elite club. This is a man who knows what's at stake. #white hats. Whether you see it as reform, rebellion, or just royal drama, William's actions at the Macron banquet have people talking. They're asking questions, looking for meaning, wondering if the future king is playing a bigger game, one that goes beyond tradition, beyond diplomacy, beyond the surface. What do you think? Is Prince William sending a message? And if so, to whom? Let me have your thoughts. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.